Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well and taking back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket. Today's video I feel like trying out this Glaceon / Blastoise EX deck that I put together to see if I can manage to win a game or two online with it. This deck is pretty simple in its composition. It literally only revolves around Blastoise EX and Glaceon EX, but I will try to explain my entire game plan and reason why I built the deck this way when we actually get into some matches here. And I will also have the entire deck list in the description of the video below should you want to try this deck out for yourself or just simply improve upon it. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling, and let's go find our first game. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here, and we are going first, which could be either a really good thing or a really bad thing, depending on if we get Misty or not. And we do not draw into Misty, which is unfortunate. But okay, we do start with our Eevee and our Squirtle. We do kind of have a kind of an optimal start here. Not the greatest thing in the world. It could be better, but we'll make do. But not going up against a fighting deck, maybe not. Especially, I mean, fighting decks are only bad because we run Eevee to evolve into Glaceon, but we'll put a Rocky helmet on Eevee to maybe deter them from attacking. But yeah, ideally, I would have liked to start with a Misty in hand here since we're going first. But, so the entire game plan of this deck is pretty straightforward. You do want to start with Eevee and Squirtle in your opening hand if you get that lucky. You want to put Eevee out first and build up Squirtle into Blastoise in the background because Blastoise is going to be your damage dealer, while Glaceon is going to be basically just a nuisance to be built up. Glaceon has the effect of that in between rounds or in between turns, it does 10 damage to your opponent. If you compound that with the Rocky Helmet, you could potentially get a free 30 damage if they choose to attack into you. So that's kind of the whole game plan, is to have Eevee / Glaceon kind of chipping away up front while you're building up Blastoise in the background, and hopefully hitting into a Misty or two along the way. But fighting the decks can be bad if you're going first because Eevee has that weakness. But and of course Lightning can undo this as well. But let's see if we can hit into some stuff. All right, we do have another Eevee we can build up in the background, and we do kind of severely need a Wartortle. Now, it would not behoove them really to attack into Glaceon here, because next turn I can KO it without even attacking it, unless they evolve into Lucario. But let's see what we can do here and not get too far ahead. Looks like they are indeed mulling it over. But hopefully I would like to see a Wartortle or Oak or something. Or actually preferably a Misty. The faster we can get Glaceon going, the better. I don't like that Marowak back there. Alright, so we're going to get a free 30 here. And we don't really have a way to KO Rilo yet. Alright, we do get an Oak. So, I mean, if we do draw a Misty here, not really going to help us immediately. We do get Misty, which is nice, but not helpful just yet. But we will get our last basic with the Pokeball, build the deck a little bit out with the Squirtle. Now, it probably doesn't behoove me, really, to put any energy into this Glaceon. So we're just going to try to buff the Squirtle back here. Because if they evolve into Lucario, we're just going to lose Glaceon anyway. And Marowak, more than likely, is going to get tagged in to deal the damage. So either way, we're probably losing Glaceon this turn unless they tag in Marowak and we get some coin tosses to go our way. But that never happens for me, if I'm being completely honest. It looks like they're also running Machamp in this deck. So that's interesting. Alright, yeah, they're going to tag in the Marowak. And one heads off the bat will doom me. So let's see what they opt to do. And they got their one head. Well, I should say, see what they opt to do. Let's see what they get. And of course, they got, got two heads. All right. Well. Now we're kind of in a weird and unfortunate position. So I think... I'm going to have to play the Glaceon bet that I'm going to get my second one here. Alright, well. This is doubly bad because, even if I get it, yeah. We got Glaceon and Wartortle. I say it's doubly bad because I can't use Misty this turn, so I can't even attack into said Marowak. So, I guess we're going to play the Wartortle game. What I'm going to have to hope to do is to somehow get 3 heads on Misty. Well, actually, I only need 1. Actually, I don't need any, because Blastoise can attack for 100 next turn. But if I get... God help me if I actually get what I need here and actually get my Blastoise. Or actually get 3 heads, and Blastoise can start sweeping pretty easily. But if Glaceon survives, that would be even better. And of course. It was never a question. I was never going to get lucky. Coin tosses will never go my way. Not once will that ever happen. I wouldn't know what it's like to flip heads on coin tosses once, let alone twice in a row. That's an untouchable feat that you've accomplished, my good person. But all right, well, not a good start for the Blastoise Glaceon deck, but let's see if we can actually manage to win the next game and get off to a little bit of a better start. But game to that opponent, I'll be back when I find my next match. All right, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we're going second this time. So now will be the turn that I draw into Misty. Or not, okay. Well, we have 2 Squirtles, so we don't really have an option but to play one of them, and no Eevees. We do have a Sabrina, which I didn't even see that last game. You would never know I'm running Sabrina and Cyrus. From how I drew last game. And we got some sort of building deck here. With Druddigon, it could be anything, but with water, it might be maybe Palkia or Dragonite. Or Gyarados. Or both, who knows? Maybe they're adventurous. Alright, they're going to Pokeball it up and Oak it up. And get another Pokeball. So, what else are you running? Is it just Magikarp or Gyarados? The Druddigon, okay. And Greninja, okay. So just a mess of shit. Alright, well, this will be an Eevee for sure. So I don't have to doubt that. Alright, obviously we're not going to attack with our Squirtle. So I'm going to start building up Eevee first, since I don't have a guaranteed Blastoise in hand. I do have Glaceon. So yeah, that's all I can do. We will pass here, and we'll see what happens first. So I get Glaceon or Blastoise built up, or do you get Gyarados built up? Alright, really need this to be Tails, bud. Alright, thank you. Alright, they do get a water energy to their Magikarp. Alright, we got a Rocky Helmet. We're going to go ahead and put that into Eevee and get that process started. I'm going to tag in Glaceon here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and tag here just to get the free chip damage on Druddigon. And we're going to evolve our fancy Squirtle into Wartortle. And that'll do it for us. And now we kind of put them against a race against the clock, kind of, because it would take me... Well, no, I get 2 free 10s per turn, so... I was going to say it would take me 10 turns to do this, but it would take me, what, 5? But we're not going to have 5 turns. We don't want to wait that long for Gyarados to get out here. Alright, thankfully it doesn't look like they have it yet, though, but I can't forcibly switch in that Magikarp, which is not good. Alright, we got a Pokeball, we got our last Eevee. Let's get this lad on the bench here. Get another engine to Glaceon, and then we can start moving next turn. But if they get Gyarados going, we're going to be in a world of hurt. Because they'll be able to one-shot my Glaceon, but they don't have it yet. Okay. Alright, we do get a Blastoise, which is nice. So now all I really need is a Misty. That would make my life a lot easier. Alright, well, we don't really have a choice but to attack into Druddigon here. And whatever they tag in is going to take 10 damage. Now, they might just tag in Magikarp because they get a free retreat, essentially, with Magikarp. And if they do draw into Gyarados, they're just going to kill Glaceon, so... That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Alright, hopefully you don't have your Gyarados. They do have their Frogadier, though. And they do have their Gyarados. Alright, well, we're going to lose Glaceon right off rip here. They're going to take 20 damage to do it. But that's a worthy trade. Okay, well, I have no choice but to put Blastoise out here. And I hope I draw into Misty and get 3 heads. Which I didn't do. Okay, well, we're going to have to mill the deck out with Oak. Put a Rocky Helmet on the Blastoise to maybe deter them a little bit. But just probably not going to. And we get the Water Energy to Blastoise, and we have to just bide our time here. Alright, well, even with the Greninja Gyarados combo, they can't one-shot me. I will have 20 health left. So, in order for me to have any shot at all, I have to hit 3 heads on this Misty, or we lose. And I can't really tag anything else in, because Gyarados will one-shot it. Alright, well, let's get another energy into the Blastoise here. And it doesn't behoove me to Sabrina anything in, because they're just going to, whether it's Greninja or Froakie, they're just going to either tag it out or attack, which Froakie couldn't kill, but they don't have enough energy into Greninja, so maybe they wouldn't attack, but they're still just going to retreat either way into Gyarados. Or, I'm thinking here for a second, actually. They lost an energy on this Gyarados. So they'd have to waste one getting something out. And I haven't drawn into my Cyrus yet, so I can't forcibly tag anything in. This might be the wrong play, but I'm going to play Sabrina. Now, if they have a Leaf, this completely undoes the thought process behind this. Well, fuck. I forgot about Greninja. I didn't take Greninja's effect into account. I just killed myself. I needed to play Misty and to just swing on Gyarados and hope for the best. Yep, I misplayed there. Not that I would have hit what I got when I need off Misty, but still. I just discussed Greninja's effect and then immediately forgot Greninja's effect. Or didn't take it into account because I'm stupid. Alright, well, we're an 0-2 hole with Blastoise and Glaceon. My misplays and fortune is not going on my side today, but that's okay. We'll see if we can try to redeem ourselves in the next match, but good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next game. Alrighty, looks like I found my final opponent here, and we are going to go second. Alright, let's see if we can play smarter and maybe get a little bit luckier here. We do have EP in the opening hand, which is what we want. I do see I do see a Squirtle and a Wartortle in my hand, so hopefully between the Pokeball and the Oak, we can get Glaceon and Blastoise. And draw Misty just naturally, you know. Lucky things all happen for me, right? We're going up to another fighting deck, but thankfully, we aren't going first this time, so they can't attack Eevee right at the beginning. This is an Aerodactyl deck. You don't see that very often anymore. I don't know if you really even saw Aerodactyl all that much, really, when it was new and at its peak. But okay, let's see what they do here. Alright, so they're running Gardevoir and Garchomp, and they're running a lot of shit in this deck. Maybe that means they won't draw what they need. Alright, we got Squirtle out here. We'll middle the deck even further by getting our last Eevee. And our last basic. And we'll oak it up and live a little here. And we got a Rocky Helmet, we got a Pokeball. So, no Glaceon. But I will play this other Pokeball, even though I'm not going to hit anything, to try to mill the deck out further. Or I should say, just reshuffle it. Alright, well, I will put a Water Energy into this Eevee. And maybe I can get... What do I need? 4 heads. And I will rarely ever get 1. And that will continue. All right, well, we're doing nothing to Machop, which is what I expected. So, okay, really need Glaceon here because this Eevee is not going to survive more than one turn because of the type disadvantage. And they've already got their Garchomp, or are slowly building up their Garchomp. You know, I will gladly take that, actually, because now you can't two-shot me. All right, bud, you did me a favor, and now I have Glaceon. And I'm going to evolve this Squirtle into Wartortle, not this one. And I'll build Glaceon up even more, and we'll just kind of use this Squirtle as a meat shield. Now, if they draw into their Machoke, we're going to lose Squirtle here, which I guess is a fair trade for Glaceon. They're going to put a Rocky Helmet on Gabite, actually. Very interesting move. And they're going to peg Squirtle again. And we get our other Wartortle. So we're going to go ahead and drag this out just a smidge more. And I'll put this final energy into Glaceon. We'll make sure it doesn't get hit. And then next turn, if Wartortle lives, we will tag it out and put Glaceon in. But even if they do evolve into Machoke, if memory serves, it has 100 health. So it will die next turn. I will lose Wartortle, but they will also lose that Machoke. So let's see what they opt to do here. Okay, so they don't have it yet. So, all right, and we get a Misty, which is nice. All right, well, we're going to use our water energy, kind of burn it to get Glaceon out. I will hold on to Misty until I see a Blastoise or another Glaceon in my hand. Then we're going to take this Machop out. Now, I don't know if, even though it has the Rocky Helmet on it, I don't know if they would bring in Gabite unless they for sure have Garchomp. But they're going to do that anyway. All right, well, with Garchomp's attack, if they do have it, they can immediately snipe my Wartortle, which would be no bueno. But we will get decent damage on the Garchomp if that is the case. They have Aerodactyl, so now we can't evolve in the active space anymore. But that's okay, we don't really need to. Now, will they attack with Gabite? They will. Okay, so they didn't have their Garchomp. Just perfectly okay. And we get our second Glaceon, which is good. I'm not going to burn Eevee just yet, just in case we do get a Blastoise appearance here. All right, we're just going to go ahead and knock out Gabite. All right, so that's 2 points on the board. They need, or they kind of have to tag an Aerodactyl Heal here, because I will KO that Corellia. Unless they have Gallade in their hand. But even then, I think they need 3 energy to attack. Or no, they just need 2. Alright, they have no points, so I actually don't mind in particular. What's the old woman do? I actually have no idea. Okay, put 1 basic card from the discard pile in the hand. All right, they're going to go for the tag here. Again, this outcome doesn't really bother me because they still have to build. But I will evolve my Wartortle into Blastoise. And I will play this Misty. And I will not get anything on it. So we're just going to continue building Glaceon back here. And do damage to this Aerodactyl. It's going to take 100. And get KO'd next turn. If they don't tag out. Now, unfortunately, I don't see my Sabrina or Cyrus, so I can't forcibly tag this Aerodactyl back in. But they're going to have to waste a resource to get out. All right, they still have to build something up in the background here. And I get another Blastoise. Oh, Sabrina or Cyrus, I could use you right about now. Oh, we got our other Glaceon built up now. Gonna attack Glade for 90. It's gonna take 100 though. And now they have to get this out. So they have to tag in Machoke here, but Machoke has a 2 retreat cost. And if they don't have Machamp, things are equally ugly for them. Now they do have Machamp, but they gotta have 3 energy to build this Machamp up. And they're gonna giant cape it out just to draw this out. Please, 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 please give me my Cyrus or Sabrina. Just give me something. There's 5 cards. Those are 2 of them. Either Sabrina or Cyrus will do. And we got Professor Oak. Okay, well, I should say I'm running 1 Sabrina and 1 Cyrus. And there's Sabrina, and there's a Rocky Helmet. All right. All right, well, I don't have really... There's no threat of Glaceon getting knocked out this turn, so we'll just leave him in here. And they're going to take 10. We still 2-shot regardless of the cape. So now they're out of Pokemon, so they either have to... So no matter what they retreat into, they lose. Alright, that complicates things a little bit, but they still have to build for 2 turns. And they're not going to get that chance because I'm going to Sabrina in something and win, so it doesn't really matter a whole hell of a lot. And well, even if I didn't, they lose the Machoke here. Alright, well, I want to knock out Aerodactyl. This is personal. Alright, well, no need to delay any further. Let's take out Aerodactyl and be done. And we get the final point and get the first win for the Blastoise deck on board. Well, looks like we're going to have to accept 1 and 2 here, which I think this deck could have done a little better. A couple bad hands. Right off rip didn't help a lot of things, but yeah, this game, you can your luck can be really good or really bad. But just gonna have to live with the results. But yeah, well, good game to that opponent. I do believe I'm gonna end the video here. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.